Shark Game here, coming at you with another episode from ChooseYourRelationships.com. Offer of Love Can't Wait, which can be found on Amazon.com. And P.S. and by the way, if you go to my new website, badboysecretsclub.com, and if you become a member, you get a free copy of my best-selling book, Love Can't Wait, which can be found on Amazon.com. But if you go to Amazon.com and you get the book, you have to pay. But if you become a member of my website, badboysecretsclub.com, you get a free paperback copy sent from me straight to you. So in this video, I'm going to talk about how I discovered that my ex-girl was a lesbian. And the reason why I want to do this video, because a lot of people, I get messages from time to time, and a lot of guys say they can't decipher, can't tell who's who, because in the social environment that we live today, people are very clever. People are very good at disguising themselves. People are walking around camouflage today. Today more than ever before. And see, what happens today is you have a lot of people are screwing you over and hiding in plain sight. They're screwing you over and hiding in plain sight. And this happens in the workspace, in your personal life, even sometime in your family. The people that you're closest to, the people that you trust, in most cases, they're screwing you over and hiding in plain sight. And I always say, I never had a stranger do anything to me. Really. The people that I trust the most, they have always been the ones that screwed me over. They done stuff behind my back without me knowing, without me even having to think about it. You know, so when I hear people say, hey, they're afraid of strangers, I'm like, why? If they don't know you, you don't know them, they're afraid of you too, in most cases. So I just think people have to reevaluate how they think about people in a social environment. When you're out and about, strangers, people don't want to be bothered with you, just like they don't want to be bothered with them. They're afraid of you just like you're afraid of them in most cases. But the people that you put all your trust in, for the most part, you feel comfortable around them. They're the ones that are screwing you over. They're the ones that are doing things behind your back. They're the ones that are being selfish most of the time, without you even knowing it, the real deal. So, I'm going to tell you a story. I'm going to try to make this quick, because this was a long process of how I went about strategically finding this out. Because I had my doubts. You know, everyone has their, some people call it sixth sense, or you have your intuition, or whatever. So whatever you want to call it. But I had my intuition. I used my intuition, and I tap into that. And, sometimes we see things on the surface, and we have a gut. I get a gut instinct sometimes, and I don't necessarily know what's going on, but I know something's going on, or something has happened at some point. I think that's more of a skill set in itself. It's like if I'm in a social environment with males and females, I can tell if something's going on with anybody by just the vibe, the body language. So that's a skill set in itself. And I don't think you can actually teach that. I think that's something that comes along with experience and just learning. So here we go. So a couple years ago, I had this girl, and you know, she was new in town. She was meeting a few people. Some people she worked with directly and indirectly. They knew people, so all of them met people at the same time. And there's one girl in particular she hit it off with. So, I didn't really keep up with all the people that she was meeting. A few of them that we went to eat with, dinner with, or just, and saw them in passing. I spoke and I kept it moving. I'm not the gossip type. Especially, that's just not me. That's a woman thing. So this one girl, I met her. She introduced me to the girl. I'm like, hi, how you doing? Whatever, nice meeting you. So the girl started coming over to the house, to the apartment at the time where we used to live, which was cool. Me personally, I'm very particular who I let come over my place of where I lay my head at night. I'm very particular. I don't let everyone know or anybody know where I live or just come over. I might tell you where I live, but it's probably gated anyway, and you probably can't get in. So I'm very particular on that. I don't just let everybody doesn't know where I live at. You have to be very close to me, But hey, I let it slide. I said, hey, hopefully I don't know, hopefully she's cool, So I was like, I guess I give her the benefit of the doubt, which that was a mistake, and that's something that I don't do. But I just, for this purpose, I said, hey, okay, it's okay, I guess. She's already here, what the hell. So, the girl kept coming over more and more. So, so this was like this went on for like weeks, months, right? So she kept coming over more and more. It went from 1 day a week to twice a week to 3 times a week, right? And then when the girl ended up having a baby, so that's when she started coming over on weekdays and weekends. And then when she came over, she stayed late, so she would come over like 6, 7 o'clock, then leave like 11, 12, 1, 2, 3 o'clock. Sometimes she would fall asleep on the couch, then go home, so she, but that only happened once she had the baby. Once she had the baby, I guess she started saying she needed a break. She needed to get away, So her husband used to take care of the baby when she was out and about, doing whatever she wanted or whatever. She was trash. This chick turned out to be trash. I'm gonna just say that. So what used to happen when she used to come over? She used to sit down by my girl on the couch, very close. I'm talking like, damn. I'm like, I'm looking like, damn, she's real close to you on that couch, eh? Damn, what's going on? And this went on for weeks. So what used to happen, I used to go to the kitchen and see how close she was to my girl on the couch, like she was gonna make a move on her or some type shit. She's close like a man would be close to a woman on the couch, like he's trying to make her move. That's how she was on my girl. So I'm like, hey, I'll let her handle that shit, So I went back to the bedroom, right? So it started to happen more and more. Every time she would come over, it'd be the same thing. She'd get on the couch, sit close to her, you know, like, hey, you know, what's up? Or whatever, right? So, again, I was like, hey, let her take care of that shit or whatever. So this one particular time, I actually said something to my girl about it. I said, yo, she looked like she's trying to make a move on you, some shit like that or whatever, you know? And she said, yeah, she always does that, this and that, blah, 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 whatever. So I'm like, hey, why you didn't tell her to back off? You know? And then she kind of she felt some type of way about that. And then I was like, yo, tell her to stop coming over here. She felt some type of way about that, and she kind of flipped out, you know? So I'm like, hey, what's the big deal? I mean, we barely know this girl. We just met this girl, 6 months or less? You know, what? Why would you get all upset about somebody that you barely know, that we barely know? I mean, I really don't know her at all. I just seen her a couple times, and the time she come over. So I was like, okay, there's something going on here, you know. So what happened now is my girl started going to her house, right? So I didn't bother to go over to her house, even though she wanted me to go over there, right? So on this one particular afternoon, I decided to go over there because I know that the other girl, she was married. So I went over there, met her husband, and a couple other people. And that's when I realized how they really get down. I said, oh, you guys are the hippie types. Oh, okay. Now I get it now. So what happened, it was another girl over there. And my man's wife, which is the husband that I was talking to, which is the same girl that comes over to our spot all the time. She was getting all close and comfortable with another girl in the living room. So me and her husband sitting down at the kitchen table, like looking. So I'm like, oh, they about to kiss over there or something like that. I'm saying, look, we can. So I'm not saying anything. I'm just watching just like he is. So I'm like, hey, we can. In my mind, I'm thinking, hey, we can see y'all. You know what? Y'all need to go to the back room and get the licky. You know what's going on here? You know, it's people around here. You have kids around here and other adults around here. But me and him are the only one that's paying attention. Everyone else is distracted. So I didn't say anything because this is not my household. It's not my place to say anything. You know. So once I found out that they were hippies and how they get down, so I said, oh, okay. So this makes sense. This is why she kept making moves on my girl when she comes over. So now the thing that really bothered me is when I mentioned it to my girl, she didn't really didn't go over that well. She got all emotional about it. And then I told her, hey, tell her to stop coming over here. And then she got even more emotional about it. And then she flipped out about that as well. Right? So I was like, you know, okay, I gotta put a stop to this, you know. So then she kept going over to her house more and more, and she kept coming over our house less, which was fine, right? So I was like, you know what? I really don't want her around a girl at all. She's a bad influence, you know. She really is. So I was like, okay, I got to do something radical here. You know, I'm gonna try, you know, I'm gonna make a move on the girl just to see how she react. Hopefully it'll turn her off so she won't come over anymore. So that's exactly what I did. So she came over one Saturday night. It was like 7-8 o'clock. She brought some food and some stuff to cook or whatever. And there was another girl over here too. So it was three girls in the kitchen, and I'm in the back room, basically. So, but they were sitting at the kitchen table, and if you're sitting down at the kitchen table, if you can't really see the whole kitchen. Your back is going to be turned, even if you're on the sitting on the side. So what happened is the girl that used to hit on my girl all the time, she was in the kitchen cooking. She was stirring up some food in the frying pan, right? So what I did is I saw her standing there, so I walked past and went to the refrigerator, and then I walked past it and went back to my room, and I said to myself, if she's still standing here, when I come back, I'm going to go behind her and put my chin on her shoulder and kiss her on the neck. And that's exactly what I did. And then I grabbed her and I put my hand, the palm of my hand, on her stomach, and she did not have a problem with it at all, you know. So I was like, oh, okay. So she that didn't rub her the wrong way at all, you know. So that didn't. It was supposed to. I wanted to turn her off so she won't come over again, right? So, you know, I was like, oh well, okay. So after that, she kept coming over, and then when she used to come over, I used to give her a hug, but I used to give her a extra type of hug, if you know what I mean. You know, if you know what I mean, you give her an extra hug, a little more squeeze to the hug, and she didn't have a problem with that either, right? So I was like, oh, okay. So now I was getting closer to her, or at least in her mind anyway, right? And then my girl saw that I was getting closer to her too, and she didn't like that. So what happened is she started coming over drinking, and this one particular night she came over, she was kind of drunk, and she was basically saying stuff she probably always wanted to say but just didn't have the guts to say. And I realized that she wanted to have a threesome with us. But, you know, she got that liquid courage in her, you know, that alcohol is truth serum for a lot of people. So once I found that out, and I pretty much told my girl how I felt to an extent. I didn't tell her the whole story as far as what I thought about the threesome or anything like that. But I just told her that, hey, this girl is not who you think she is, and I think you should stop hanging around her, you know. And then when I said that, she flipped the hell out on me. I mean, she flipped out. It was like a damn scene in a damn movie. It was like, I mean, it was like it was like a volcano explosion. So I'm like, hey, why are you flipping out like that? We barely know this damn girl. And she kept saying, you're getting too close to her. You're getting too close to her. I don't like it. This and that, and this and that. She kept going on like a rant, right? So I'm like, hey, why are you upset about somebody that you barely know? This is kind of weird. There's something going on that I don't know about, right? And I realized that something happened with them. I don't know exactly what happened, but there was a lot of red flags. One of the main red flags was like she flipped out. But even before that, you know, she was very protective of this girl. And then when she found out that we were getting closer, she got jealous. She got jealous because I was getting closer to her. Because she felt like, you know, it wasn't like she was jealous because she didn't want the girl to have me. She was jealous because she didn't want me to have her. So I'm like, yo, whose side are you on? You know what? This is kind of weird. You like, you don't really know this girl. So that told me right there that either you're bi-curious or you're a lesbian. And when I said that to her, we had a discussion about this. She never denied it. She never denied it. See, the signs were there. I was kind of in denial. But I strategically found out that she was a lesbian, and she took the bait. Because I used the girl that she barely knew to find out if she was bi-curious or lesbian. Because see, when the girl used to come over and sit by her on the couch, she didn't have a problem when the girl was sitting close to her. She only had a problem because she was uncomfortable with me seeing them on the couch together. Now, if I wasn't there looking, or if I wasn't in the room or in the apartment, more than likely she wouldn't have had a problem with it. Because more than likely this probably went on at her house at another time when her husband wasn't around over there. But being that she's over here and I'm in the back of the room all the time and they're in the living room looking at TV doing whatever, it was only a problem once I came around. That's when it was a problem. If I would have stayed out of it, it wouldn't have been a problem. So that's how I figured out that, hey, you bi-curious or you're lesbian. She never denied it at all. Even to this day, when I see her and we talk about it, she never denied it. Never said never. And then something else you gotta be aware of. And I learned this from a woman that I met in North Carolina years ago, and she's a lesbian. And every once in a while, I used to go out. We used to hang out together, and she could tell who was a lesbian or bi-curious when we were out and about in public. And I asked her, "Hey, how do you know who's who?" She said, "They give it off. They give off the energy." She said it ain't enough just how they dress, how they look, how they wear their hair. She said they give it off. They wear their energy. They give off the energy. That's how she could tell. And 97% of the time, because she used to actually talk to some of these women out in public, random women. She'll step to them like a dude. And 97% of the time, she was right. And I was always blown away when it happened, you know. But hey, when it comes to a woman, this is just me. This is just my standard. This is my rules. I don't want anything to do with a lesbian woman. Not at all. I know some guys will be like, "Bravo, man! I want a woman that's down to be with another woman and bring her in bed." I don't want that. That's just me though. And if a woman is so-called bi-curious, she's thought about being with a woman, I might have kissed on a woman in some type of way, I don't want nothing to do with her either. That's just me. I got my own standards. I got my own rules. I live my own life. Now, you might not be like that. And if so, that's fine. I have my own reason why that is. But that's the video for another day. You know? So, sometimes, man, the signs are there. You just have to know what the signs are. And the only way you're going to really learn is just keep living. And it comes with experience. But if you pay attention most women are going to show you or tell you who they are. But in this situation, there's a lot of women out here, man, that are lesbians or bi-curious or bisexual, but they're not going to tell you. The reason why they don't tell, because they feel like a lot of guys can't take it, and women don't like being judged. But sometimes I think a lot of women take this thing too far, man. Don't have kids. Don't get married. If you're bi-curious, bisexual, or lesbian, whatever you want to classify yourself, without telling the guy up front. That's something you should tell a guy up front. Or at least in the early stages of getting to know somebody or dating somebody. Don't wait later down the line, months and years, to tell a guy that you're bisexual. I just don't think that's a good idea. You know, and that's what happened to me. But, you know, you live and learn, man. But, you know. But one of the thing that really bothered me the most about the situation is once everything was exposed and once I figured out everything, once I figured out how the girl got down and everything, and once I figured out that my girl was bi-curious or lesbian, thing that I didn't like is she took sides. She took the other girl's side. That kind of bothered me. That kind of rubbed me the wrong way. Because I would never do that. I would never do that. If I'm your family, if you're my friend, you're my peoples, you're somebody I love and like and care about, I'm not going to take the side of somebody else that I barely know. I just wasn't raised like that. I felt like that was wrong. That's how I felt. I felt I felt a certain type of way about that. You know, I felt like when she took the side of somebody else that we barely knew, I felt from that time frame on, I felt like I couldn't trust her anymore. You know? And once she found out that the girl wanted to get down with me, I haven't seen that girl since. She stopped having her come over, period, altogether. And the girl her and her husband ended up moving far away to another state. And then every time even before that, every time the girl would come over, which wasn't very often after that, but when she did come over, she didn't sit on the couch no more. She sat on the floor. So when I saw the girl come in and sat on the floor, I'm talking this is like every 2, 3, 4 times before they actually move. When I saw her sit on the floor, I said, "Oh, okay, she must have said something to her, because she didn't sit on the couch by her anymore. So she must have said something, and she changed up her behavior. And then before they moved away, I didn't had a chance to say good luck, take care, none of that, because she pretty much put space in between and didn't want me to have anything to do with her. So she became a hater. She became a hater, man. So she kind of took sides with the girl, and I didn't like that. You know, a situation like that is, I know a few situations that went down like that. And with a partner of mine, his wife was like, "Go ahead and fuck that bitch. Go ahead, if you want to fuck, go ahead, knock her out, and that's it. That's just for fun." But the wife never got it in between and took sides with the other girl. You never take sides with the outsider. It's kind of violation. But hey, maybe it's just me, you know. You tell me what you think. If you ever had a situation like this before, you know, let me know in the comments section below. So hey, if you like this video, give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Share this video with anybody that you think would like it. Until next time, I'm out. Peace.